Greetings, everybody. Welcome to another Zoom meeting featuring the teaching of the Buddha, the practice following the teaching of the Buddha. Everyone is welcome to join every week on this day at about this time, wherever you are. We will begin with our first participant, which is Felicia Chan from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajaan. My meditation progress is good. I don't have question for today. Thank you for your Dhamma teaching. Sadhu, sadhu.
You're welcome. Kek Yen So from Penang.
Good evening, Ajaan. Yeah, no question. Yeah, everything okay.
Next, Billy from Indonesia.
Good evening, Ajaan. Today I also don't have any questions. Thank you.
Alexander Aruga from the Netherlands.
Okay. Good evening, Ajaan. I'm very fine, and I have a nice news. I made my fine decision to go to Thailand, and I already start to give away all my belongings. I don't see my picture here. I see Geik Yen Song. Don't know what's wrong. I'm talking to you, but the picture is from Geik Yen So.
You just maybe it's just a time left.
Yeah, it's like this. I made my mind up. I gave away this word for real. So I go to Thailand.
What do you want to do in Thailand? What do you want to do in Thailand?
Not in Thailand. I go to monastery.
Monastery.
Yes, and but I have to search for the monastery and to apply for a Nagarika. And I have no doubts about it. The problem was every time I went, the timing was wrong. Was there Corona and then making setbacks? And I had too much in my head, lots of things about my health and everything. It's going very well. And also the money appeared for me. I didn't have full money to go. And then I have to think about to sell some belongings, but now I start to give it away, and that's easy to get rid of all those belongings here, and then I'm ready to go, because inside I start to understanding that I need, for progress, I need to be in a monastery. It's difficult to go further in with my mindfulness stable, out of when I have other things to do. And when I just do meditation, it goes very fast. Half jhana, it's helped me to make it strong, the decision. And I feel happy, and yes, I hope you too feel happy about that.
Well, I'm happy for your decision, but I have to warn you that life in monastery is not like living at home, where you are independent, where you can do anything you want. But inside a monastery, there are rules and there are schedules and traditions and things. Sometimes you have to conform with. So you have to try. You have to go and try it out for yourself. Each monastery might be slightly different. Don't expect too much though, because what you imagine and what is real might be different. So you just have to keep an open mind.
Yes.
Don't follow your imagination. Follow the reality.
No, the reality is that I had when I had really when this was a monastery where I live now, I told you, I get into jhana by your teachings and all the study before you. And after it, I had no more peace because I was busy with too many things to solve to go ahead. It's not the first time I tried to go to a monastery, and I have been in the monasteries, and I know maybe there will be how say difficulties like I have here also. You know, but I don't see me here anymore with progress. So when I don't have progress, I remember Buddha said, so when you are in a place where you have progress, stay there. When you don't have more progress, so you have to go ahead. And I understand you. I'm very thank you for your advice, but it's an inner decision. So I am used to harsh times in my life, and I gave away many times everything I have. So I'm not afraid to do it wrong. And another thing, Holland is still here. It will be always here, and it's a social land. So anything happen that I have to come back here, I start not from zero here. It's a very strong social things. I get support right away to if I need to come back. But the situation that I was before, that was I was pulling back my decision, was because not all the elements were there. But I don't know what better to do when you decide to go for enlightenment than a monastery. But here in Europe, I have been in monasteries. They are quite different things. And I know that you can find some problems there inside, but there will be always somebody who is enlightened or half enlightened or Sotapanna or Anagami or Sakadagami. And with those guys, I always go very well. Then I have to find where are those guys, and then. But therefore, I said I go to Thailand. Yeah, I plan to go first to your city to say hello to you. But my aim is I have 3-month visa. I'm gonna have it, and this 3 months I will look for a monastery there. But thank you for your advice. But it don't scare me.
Okay, good then.
You're a tiger, I know. You're a tiger. I don't walk in a tail of a tiger unless.
It's better to paint a scary picture first, so that when you get there, you'll be prepared if you run into anything.
I am prepared also for if you say don't come. You know.
No, it's not for me to do that. I cannot discourage people from trying. You know.
But could be.
I just have to warn them that
yes,
it might not be as rosy as you think.
I had so doubts. Should I make some courses there, basic Thai or something like this and that? But all those things is only my defilements trying to make me busy. I go there if there is a monastery who accept me. I don't speak Thai is better for me because then I just meditate and the basics. I told you I studied all the suttas. We don't remember it all at once, but I studied a lot, and I have you as a teacher. I hope I succeed to find a place that they allowed you to continue orientate me. Okay, but I'm not afraid.
Good. Okay.
Don't you see I'm not afraid?
Yeah. Well, you haven't met the real thing yet.
Sorry?
You haven't met the real thing yet.
Yeah, so teacher, it's how can I say I'm not very emotional anymore, you know, so I'm not really hot that I go to there, and I'm not really cold that I go to there. And I'm not with expectation. I don't have butterflies in my belly. Okay.
Yeah.
And And we studied so much, teacher. What I do with all these studies, and when I see I cannot really have a discipline, I need some how say, some guidance and some rhythm who is established there already. I was never a military, but I studied it for I don't know how many years, and I did very well my studies. I did mastery, so by my own, I pay my studies and playing jazz in the night, and make my studies. So I'm a full-time what I decide to be, and I decide to be enlightened. And sometimes you say this in a monastery, even the abbot get afraid, you know. I have this experience. So, but with you not. I feel free to say so.
Yes, you're welcome to come, and first you can stay with us for as long as you like. And then if you find a suitable monastery for you, then you can.
There are many, right? Many monasteries.
Many, and there are many foreigners staying in those monasteries. So
I will start in, sorry.
You need to go maybe to monastery where there are foreigners staying there, because it means someone can speak English and communicate. If you go to a pure Thai monastery, then you might find it difficult to communicate.
Yeah.
But you have to try it anyway. So just get there first, get here first, and then go explore. But you can search for the monastery in the internet right now.
That's difficult for me, teacher. I prefer to go there, and then I don't want to think anymore. I have my things here to think. I already did it many years, and that make my mind too busy. Then I am I prefer to go there, and I know there are many monasteries. I stay with you for I think 15 days. We can stay there, and then there your assistant can give me a list. I bring my laptop, so I can try to apply, and I can bring some money to travel to the monasteries too. But of course, I'm willing to be guided.
Sure. You need guidance first.
I'm a good student. I was a teacher also, many times.
Very good, very good.
But I'm a good student too.
Well,
I used to follow people. Before I became a teacher, people follow me. But now I become a student again. So I can be a good student, teacher.
We hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much. It's your blessing to say so.
All right. Okay. Let me go to some other people now, okay?
Yes.
All right. Next, Kok Sing from Singapore.
Thank you, Ajaan. Tonight I have no questions. Thank you, Ajaan.
Okay, Nandapat from Ubon Ratchathani, northeastern Thailand.
I don't have any question right now,ท่านอาจารย์. Thank you for your teaching.
She lives in the same province where Ajaan Chah used to live. Ajaan Chah in Ubon Ratchathani. Okay, Sajalka, if you can hear me. You're away from the screens. So I'll go to Johanna first. Johanna from Indonesia.
Good evening,ท่านอาจารย์. I have one question. ท่านอาจารย์, what is the best merit a lay person can do throughout their lives?
To do what?
The best merit a lay person can perform throughout their lives.
Throughout their lives?
Yes.
Well, you can do the 3 merits that the Buddha teach: dana, charity, morality, keeping the precepts, and meditation, bhavana. You can do this. It just depends on the amount, how much you can do. That matters.
Mm-hmm.
The more you do, the more merit you make. But you should try to do all 3 of them if it's possible. Give dana if you can afford to. If you cannot afford to, then don't worry about dana or charity. then you can keep the precept. Try to keep as much precept as possible. And try to practice meditation as much as possible.
So, Tanajan, to measure our merits, can I say that the happier I feel, then the more merits I have made?
That's right. The more happy you are, the less sadness you have, then you're advancing.
Mm-hmm.
Just watch your heart, watch your mind, how you feel. If you feel better, you feel happier, you feel less sad, then you are on the right path.
And also less angry.
Yeah, less defilement, let's put it that way. Less greed, less hatred, and less delusion.
Okay, Tanajan. Thank you.
Okay. Next, Karen from San Jose, California. How you doing? Is you reading the book?
Good morning, Tanajan. Yes, I have a bunch of them recorded, and I just haven't been in the mood to edit them. So I finally got on a schedule to make myself at least record 2 every week. And when it's quiet, it's been very noisy in my building, and then I can edit them when it's noisy. But I don't know, I'm having other issues that I'm dealing with, like my sick dog and other things, and drama in my apartment building that I've finally detached myself from. That's difficult. It seems, I just find people so tiring. I just love that Buddhism allows me to be happy by myself. It's like my culture tells us that that we're supposed to be social, and something's wrong with us if we aren't happy being a very social person. But I'm just not. I'm always happier by myself. And so when in these apartments that are for seniors, they call them like a senior community. People have this idea that if you throw a bunch of old people who don't have anything else to do, who are retired, that we're all going to be like rainbows and unicorns. And it's just, everybody reverts to high school drama, and oh my goodness. So every now and then, somehow I end up letting myself get sucked into like social things here, and it always ends badly. And then I have to take myself out of it, and that's difficult. That's, in a building where, oh goodness. Anyway, so I just had to remove myself from some drama again, and so but I have a hard time doing that with people who keep bugging me. They want something from me that's not fair, and it's hard for me to just keep saying no nicely over and over and over. It's like they don't believe me. There's something about me where they think if I'm still being nice, I don't mean no. And I just get so stressed out over that. So I just put in writing, because I think I'm just easily manipulated because I want to be nice anyway. So I finally had to just write them an email, and I read it over and over and over, and it was okay, but it was firm. I was like, don't ask me about this ever again. Leave me alone. But in a nice way. But I just had to be very clear and firm, and they're not going to be happy. And oh my goodness. Anyway, so that's the stuff I'm dealing with here. And then plus I've got a sick dog, and I'm doing okay, but it's hard for me to be inspired to sound light and with the audio recordings. So I have to make myself get in the right frame of mind. And I've been terrible about meditating, and I know that's probably the answer to all of this. And but I don't know. I with this kind of social drama, I slip back into old patterns without not meditating regularly. And then of course everything gets worse. So that's where I'm at right now. And so that's my story. I'm just just another human out here trying to figure things out.
Oh, I hope you get out of it soon.
Ah, me too. So, and I just feel so grateful to everybody who shows up every week here. This is like my lifeline that gets me back into the right frame of mind. It gives me that incentive to start over this week and do better. So anyway, just grateful to you and everybody here. And
Okay,
that's my story.
all right. I hope you can do better.
Thank you with your teaching. And I know what I need to do, but I appreciate it. So
Yeah, you have to be firm with yourself, really.
yes. I know. It's like
Okay.
I can hear your voice telling me everything I need to know. It's in there. It's just doing it. So thank
Okay.
you, everybody. And
Good luck to you.
thank you.
Next, Anura from New Zealand.
Oh, thank you. Can you hear me, Ajaan?
Yes.
Yeah, so I have no questions, Ajaan, just happy to listen in. So same as I've been practicing using your teachings, so recalling what you said on Sunday Q&A as well as previous teaching. So thanks for your teaching. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Monica from Malaysia.
Evening, Ajaan.
Anything you like to ask?
Yeah, okay. The day I attended Chao Kun King's Dhamma talk, so he mentioned that if a person likes to plan, it's very high chance that the person finds it very difficult to meditate because the mind tends to be restless. Can Ajaan maybe comment on this?
I don't like to comment on other people's teaching.
No, I'm talking about if a person like to plan.
Yes.
So let's say if we because nowadays we've been trained to plan a lot, is it?
Well, you need to plan before you can do anything, right? If you don't plan, how can you start doing anything?
Okay.
So you have to have a plan, like what you want to do today, tomorrow, next week. So you have to set up a goal. Then once you have set up a goal, then you try to stick to that goal in order to succeed. To reach the goal, you have to then follow that plan. I don't think it has anything to do with making the mind restless or anything like that.
So does it mean that it is because of the things that we plan that is not in line with the Dhamma work?
Well, it depends on what you want. If you plan to be rich, then it's not in line with the Dhamma work. You plan to be enlightened like Aruka, Alexander. So he made his plan now. He's going to come to Thailand. So planning is okay. It's one of the 10 perfection called parami. This one is called atithana. To make planning or to make a resolution. This is atithana. Like the Buddha, when he sat under the Bodhi tree, before he became enlightened, he said, I plan to sit under this tree until I become enlightened. So it has to have a plan. Or else you won't know what to do, right? Like this evening, like right now, if you don't make a plan to come and join this meeting, you won't be here, right? This is what I mean by plan. You have to set up a goal, a direction for your action. Where you're gonna go, which path you want to go. Samsara or Nibbana, for instance.
Actually, is it because that it is our own inclination? The mind always, when we see people wanting to get enlightened, we say, yeah, we want that, you see. So the heart is like being torn in two parts. One is pulling one direction and it goes the other direction.
So
Yeah, so the only way is just to recite Buddha every day, isn't it?
well, you need to start with mindfulness. Once you have strong mindfulness, then mindfulness can lead you toward Dhamma, away from the defilement. Without mindfulness, then the defilement will keep pulling you toward them.
Mm-hmm. So how do we know how strong is our own attachment? Because I find that sometimes to give things up is not easy.
The stronger the attachment, the harder for you to give things away, to let go.
So how do we actually reduce this attachment? Because I find like I've been trying to give up a lot of things, but still there's still a lot of attachment.
Treat them like trash. Treat them like trash. You throw trash away easily, right?
Okay.
Okay. Look at everything as trash. If you don't need them, then they are trash.
Actually, I find a lot of values in trash because nowadays people recycle.
Well, then I don't know. You should look at them as waste then. If not trash, then look at them as waste. Like the things you discard from your body. Are you still attached to what you discard from your body? I hope not.
Definitely not pieces.
Okay, then look at everything like what you discard from your body. You don't want them. You don't need them. They are a burden for you if you keep them. You have to look after them, worry about them. And when you lose them, you become sad. And you have to use wisdom to see that they are waste. They're not something worth keeping. Like you discharge your waste every day. Can you see that? Can you look at things like that?
Yeah, I have to go part by part because I do see a lot of values in everything.
You have to ask yourself what kind of value they give you. More burden or less burden?
Yeah, I think now it's getting more burdensome.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe I should do that. Teach the mind more that is more burdensome. It is getting more burdensome.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
But you still have to come back to mindfulness. The stronger the mindfulness is, the less you feel you need things to support you with. Because mindfulness will make you become independent. You don't have to rely on anything if you have mindfulness. So try to concentrate on developing mindfulness. Then everything will fall apart, fall away. Because you don't really need anything. Your mind don't need anything. It only needs mindfulness and wisdom to support, to keep it happy.
Yeah,
Everything else doesn't do that for the mind. Everything else causes the mind more suffering.
Yeah. I think maybe the mind still want to go around and enjoy.
Yeah, the delusion is so strong.
Yeah.
It makes you cannot see the truth.
It's it is pulling both sides actually. It's still not willing to let go. There's still a lot of attraction over the enjoyment part.
Well, you have to look forward ahead. Sooner or later, you won't be able to enjoy them. Your body will get weaker and weaker. Then what you gonna do?
Yeah, the same why the mind now is struggling, you see, like, the still refusing to accept, that,
Yes.
one day, the body have to be discarded.
Yes, that's why the Buddha asks us to remind ourselves every day, as much as possible. We are subjected to aging, sickness, and death.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes. Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
all right. Next, Lillian from Bangkok, from Malaysia, living in Bangkok. Are you still in Bangkok?
Yes, I'm still in Bangkok for a very long time. Don't have any questions today, but I agree with what Karen said just now, that when we experience a lot of problems, we tend to not want to meditate or chant or do anything related to the Dhamma. And I would say it's quite hard to pull ourselves back if we are at that state. So just have to keep on trying, right?
You should keep reminding yourself that the best way of solving problem is to meditate.
Yes.
You leave everything alone, let everything go. Pretend you are dead for one day. What happened if you die today? All the problems will solve themselves.
That's true. But just that when you are drowned with a lot of worries of the world, somehow it's just very hard to it's just very hard to think that meditation is actually the solution. And
yeah, meditation will pull your mind away from your problems. Leave the problem behind.
Yep.
And go into your inner sanctuary,
yep,
where you find peace and happiness.
Yep. But I find that walking meditation actually helps as a start to keep that away. And
that's right.
Before you settle down.
Yeah, when you walk, if you're mindful with your meditation object, then you stop thinking about your worries and your problems.
Yep. So I have to try harder.
Yeah. Just keep reminding yourself anytime you have any problem, the best way to solve it is by meditation.
Yeah, definitely.
If you cannot solve the problem, then use meditation to solve it.
Okay. Thank you for your teaching, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, be Ravin from Bangkok also.
Good evening, Ajahn.
You have to speak louder, I cannot hear you.
Hello, hi, can you hear me?
No, that's good. Maybe use maybe you should pull out don't use the,
better now?
Not like before you're attending.
Okay, can you hear me clearly?
Can you put the thing close to your mouth?
Is this better now?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you. So Ajahn, I do have a question. It's regarding meditation. I was just listening to previous discussions you had, and you mentioned a lot about mindfulness, and this is something you've always been telling me to keep having mindfulness. And I find that before I meditate, if I try to keep calm or read a book or try to not think about anything, it kind of helps me to have a better result than if I'm just rushing. So my question is, when I come out of meditation and I have calm, I should just try to stay calm as long as possible, right? I shouldn't try to contemplate on anything, right? I should just enjoy the peace of not thinking for as long as possible, right?
Well, it depends on what you want. If you want to stay calm, then you don't contemplate. But if you want to develop wisdom, then you have to contemplate.
All right. So if I don't contemplate, I will only have calm.
You won't have a wisdom. If you don't contemplate on the nature of things. For instance. then you will not see anicca, dukkha, anatta. But if you keep contemplating on anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you will see more of it, more of it. The more you contemplate, the more you will see these three characteristics becoming more obvious. But if you just want to maintain calm, then if you want to use wisdom later on, you won't have any wisdom to use with. Then you will have to rely on just mindfulness, such as reciting on a mantra, which can bring your mind back to calm. But it will be a temporary measure. If you want to protect your mind, protect your calm permanently, you need to have wisdom to do it.
So wisdom is something that we have to develop ourselves, but having calm as the basis of developing
Yes.
that wisdom.
If you don't have calm yet, then the priority go to developing calm first. Until you are capable of always keeping the mind calm with mindfulness. Then you can then start to develop wisdom to replace your mindfulness.
Yes, I noticed that I find it easier to kind of contemplate after I come out of meditation. Whereas if I'm just, not in meditation, I find it really hard.
Your sound is your voice is very quiet.
Actually, let me just. Is this better?
Yeah, much better.
Okay, I think maybe my headphones has some issues. Sorry. So my question was calm is important to develop wisdom. Is that right?
Yes, and wisdom is important to protect calm.
Oh.
Because if you don't have wisdom, you will need to constantly use mindfulness to keep the mind calm. But if you have wisdom, then you'll make the mind calm permanently. But you first need mindfulness to develop calm. Then you use wisdom to protect this calm that you develop through mindfulness to make it a permanent calm. Because wisdom will eliminate the cause of your restlessness and agitation, which is your desire or your craving.
Oh, I see. Wisdom protects calm. Oh, I never thought of it that way, but now that you've mentioned it, Ajaan,
But you need to have calm first before you can use wisdom to protect it. If you have no calm, then you cannot protect something that you don't have, right?
Yes.
So you develop calm with mindfulness first, such as anapanasati, or mantra, or kayakata sati, body movement, mantra, or watch your breath when you sit and meditate. And when you have calm, and when you come out of calm, if you can use wisdom, you can protect this calm, not losing it. If you don't have wisdom, then eventually your desire will push away all this calm. So as soon as you get any desire, you have to use wisdom to stop your desire. By seeing the object of the desire as being anicca, dukkha, anatta. Then you'll stop your desire. If you know you're going after dukkha, then what's the point of going after dukkha? But you don't see it because if you don't do the homework, teach your mind that the object of your desire are all dukkha because they are anicca, they are temporary, and they are anatta, they are not under your control. Once you have it, it doesn't mean you can keep it all the time. It can slip away anytime or change. So you can see these three characteristics in the object of your desire, and then you will then pull back your desire. And when your desire is vanquished or is eliminated, then the mind will remain calm permanently. Because there are nothing to cause it to become restless anymore. Our restlessness and agitation come from our desire, from our craving, from our expectation, our wishes, our want. If you don't have this thing, then your mind will always remain calm. But first you have to develop calm with mindfulness first. Okay.
I've tried using mindfulness, and another trick I've tried to use lately is death contemplation. Whenever I start getting lazy, I will try to tell myself, "You're gonna die. Have you done anything yet? You're gonna lose everything one day." And it kind of motivates me to meditate. So I think that kind of helping me to stay motivated.
Yes, and get rid of your laziness. Your laziness is a form of desire also. When you're lazy, I don't want to do anything. We have the desire not to do anything. But once you contemplate on death, and I have to do something now.
Yes, exactly. Kind of gives me a kick up my backside.
Yeah. Death contemplation is good, but you have to be careful. It can backfire. It can cause you sadness or morbid thinking. If you think too much of death. So you have to know the limit of how much you can contemplate on death. When it starts to lead you to think in a negative way, then you should stop.
Yes, I try to use it with moderation. I don't try to use it too often. It's just when I start to feel like I'm not doing enough, I will just tell my mind that
because if you keep thinking about that, maybe then your mind might just say, "What's the point of living? Maybe I should kill myself." Then that's overdoing it.
Yes, yeah, that's no good. It's true.
I think it happened during the Buddha's time. Some contemplate about that until to the point where they wanted to kill themselves.
Oh.
And then the Buddha said, "You're overdoing it." Yeah. Once you start to think like that, you should start contemplate on loving kindness, love towards yourself, love yourself, protect yourself, like you do right now. You love yourself, right? Right now, you want to keep your life, yourself going. You don't want to lose your life. So you have to counter it if your death contemplation goes too far.
Oh, I see. Yes, so everything is done within moderation.
Yeah, middle way, not too much, not too little. If no death contemplation at all, you can be lazy and not doing anything. But if it's too much of it, it might cause you to think, "What's the point of living anyway? If I'm gonna die." So might as well finish it now.
But suicide is considered a sin. Do I understand correctly?
Well, it's not beneficial, that's for sure, right? It doesn't do you any good killing yourself. If you continue on living and then if you can practice Dhamma, then you're getting much out of your life than killing yourself.
Yes. There's something worth living for.
Yes. All right.
Yes, you really put things into perspective for me, Thanajan. Thank you so much for your teachings.
Okay. Next, Alvin from Malaysia.
Hi, Ajaan. Good evening. I don't have any questions. Just want to make a comment that I think it's been 2 years since joining your class. I mean, time flies. That 1st of May 2020, I think the first class I joined. Yeah. Thanks.
It's been that long already, huh? 2 years.
Yes.
Time fly.
Yeah. I still
It seemed
remember.
like yesterday.
Yeah. 2 years.
Or it seemed like last week.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Ajahn. Thanks for all the teaching. Really appreciate
Okay, you're welcome. Gary from Singapore. Gary?
Good evening, Thanajan. No questions from me for now.
All right, Philip from Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajahn. I don't have any questions tonight. Thank you for your teaching. Also, it's been like very long following your teaching.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sadhu. Sadhu.
Next, Belinda from Singapore.
Hello, Thanajan. Thank you.
Any question?
Just be asked about contemplation of death, and earlier I think Monica, she asked about letting go of things. So whenever I have a lot of things that I own, I would contemplate on death. Like I will not be able to carry this with me. So there are things that it's easier for me to let go. For example, I no longer hold any hard copy of photos because I still have a lot of old photos with me. So like now I keep soft copy. So so in the event when I pass on, they are in soft copy, then there's no baggage to carry along. But then after you talk to Ravin, I realized maybe you have to be there should be balance to that also, because otherwise we can fall into a pitfall of like a vibhava tanha, you know.
Yes.
Is that yes. So if you're not careful, we can fall to that pitfall. Yeah.
You have to strike the balance between bhava tanha and vibhava tanha. Being and not being. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sri and Czech from Vancouver, Canada.
Ajahn?
Hello, Ajahn.
Any question?
Treat everything like trash, Ajahn. And today's my favorite quote today.
The Buddha only allowed monks to have just 8 items. When they a bowl, 3 pieces of rope, a razor, needle and thread, and a water strainer. That's all one needs to have as possession, because they are essential, they are necessity. You need them. You use rope for your clothing, you use your bowl for baking food. Yeah. And you have to have a razor to shave your head every month. So this, when people go forth as a monk, these are the 8 items given to them. Because the 8 requisites. And that's all the monks are supposed to have.
Ajahn, the water strainer is to like filter the water.
Yes, you have to dip the water from the streams in ancient time. Monk lives naturally, and there's no tap water or anything like that. So they have to go fetch water from the stream, and they have to use a strainer to protect them from having the water might contain some organism, some. So they need a strainer to separate the things from the water.
I really like, there's a sutta that I really like. It's about Venerable Ratapala. He was a really rich man, and he got enlightened, and his family tried to lure he became an arahant, but his family tried to lure him back to the family life. And I remember he said his previous, like his parents tried to tell him how much treasure they have and show him the money and try to lure him back to the lay life, and he asked them to throw it all into the ocean. So I don't know why, but that like really struck me when I read that sutta, because I know Arahant never tells lies, and if they ask you to treat it like a trash and throw it like because it really helps with my situation at that time. I actually got an inheritance and from my aunt, and I remember there were like it caused problems. Like some people became jealous and keep telling me what to do with the inheritance. And at the time it became a problem for me, and I read that sutta and it felt like a big stone coming off of my chest, because I decided to give it all away to the monastery, and I gave it all, and the problem all solved. So when you say about treat everything like trash, is like yeah, struck me again. Like yeah, it's a like we sometimes forget like it's like we treat things like treasure, but it's actually trash. But like after I experience it in real life, like when I give it all away, it's like it's really like no more burden.
Yes, when you give things away, you feel lighthearted. You feel good. No more responsibility toward that thing.
Yeah, that's true.
If you have it, you have to keep it. You have to look after it, and you have to worry about it. Yeah. But when you got nothing, then there's nothing to worry.
And I'm gonna try to use that again. Your like try to think of everything as a waste, and it's easier to let go when you have that that in mind. Yeah.
The Buddha says, Nibbana paramang sunya. Nibbana is the supreme emptiness. Yeah. The less you have, the happier you will become.
Mm-hmm.
The more you have, the more worry you will have. As the billionaires, how much worry they have about their money. They have to worry about how to protect it, how to not to pay taxes and so forth. They constantly, your mind will be constantly, worrying about so many things.
Yeah, that's true. The teaching of the I get from the world is all wrong. Luckily, I meet you. You give me all the right answer.
Yeah, just a matter of following it. That's all. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
So, anything else? Sweet or check?
Yes, Ajaan, in the Four Noble Truths, like Buddha said, of course, like it's the tanha that causes all this suffering, and to eliminate tanha, we have to walk on the path. So, on the path, like the sila part, how is that deal with the tanha, or it's just the tools to strengthen our mindfulness?
Well, the sila will block the tanha coming through the speech and action of the body. Like if you want to drink, you cannot drink now. You keep keep the five precepts. You cannot drink alcohol. Now this will block your desire for drinking. It doesn't eliminate, but at least it blocks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If you want to steal, for instance, then you cannot steal. If you want to kill, you cannot kill. These are all tanha. These are all desire, craving.
Okay.
But it cannot eliminate them. They still remain inside the mind, but they are restrained by going into the verbal or physical action, bodily action.
Oh,
The desire to steal is still there in the mind, but it cannot carry it through the body or speech. So at least it kind of restrain and curb it, but not eliminate it. You need meditation to stop it. With mindfulness, you can stop it temporarily. When your mind becomes still, then the desire to steal will stop. But when the mind start to think, it can come back again. So you need to have wisdom to teach it to stop permanently by seeing the harm that will come to you when you steal.
Oh, okay.
Then when you see it with wisdom, then you will never steal again because it hurts you more than benefits you by stealing.
So actually, it's like Buddha designed this in a way of stages. Like
yes, there are stages. Like cutting down trees, you don't cut the whole tree right away. You start branches because you're not strong enough to cut the whole tree down yet. So you start cutting the branches first to prevent the tree from getting bigger. And then when you become stronger, then you cut the tree down. Then the next step is to dig into the root and pull the root out of the ground. Then the tree will permanently be destroyed. This is the way of getting rid of your cravings and your desire. Just by using dana, because your desire wants to use money for your pleasure, right? So instead of using it for your own pleasure, you give it to the other people to have pleasure from your giving. And then you keep the precept to prevent your desire from coming to your body and speech action. And then you meditate to stop it completely, but temporarily. When the mind becomes still, then all your desire will disappear from the mind temporarily. But when you start to think, then they will come back again. And if they come back, then you have to use wisdom, Ajaan Suchart, to see that to go after your desire will cause you more harm than good. Because when you get it, you might be happy at first, but then you have to look after it. Then you have to worry about it. And when you lose it, then you become sad again. Then you will permanently eliminate your cravings or your desire by seeing that it will lead you to dukkha, to suffering, to rebirth.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So if you're still having money, you use money for your pleasure, then you should stop, switch it. Instead of buying things for yourself, buying things for other people.
Yeah. That's to cut off.
Your desire.
The dana is to cut off the desire, material things.
Material thing by relying on your money as the source of doing it. Once you have no money, then you cannot satisfy your craving.
I thought if we give raise to employee,
yes, why not? Yeah, give raise, pay taxes, no need pay taxes,
Oh, okay. So Buddha design in a way we cut off a little bit,
Yeah.
bit by bit, restrain. Then okay.
That's a really like I must say it's really perfect analogy, because I know some tree guys. They say that the people that cut trees for a living. I know some of them, and they always they don't want to do, they always never want to do the root one because it's the
It's the
hardest.
hardest part.
Then they if you want to cut the trees is the price is cheap, but if you want to uproot the root, like they say the work is so much more, they charge you so much. So it's really the hardest. So it's
So the
yeah,
wisdom part is
perfect
the really
analogy of
hardest.
the tree. Ajahn.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Diana from the island, right? If I remember correctly. Are you from Ireland, from Dublin?
Push the button.
It's on your bottom left corner of your screen. On the bottom left, there's a speaker, a microphone there. You used to be able to do it. What happened today? Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, you got it now.
Sorry. I couldn't do it. Wales. I'm from Wales.
Sorry.
Wales in the UK.
Okay.
I've got so many questions. I don't know which one to ask, but the one comes to mind. I was reading about, you mentioned suicide, and I read that if a person commits suicide, then they have to come back to relearn the lesson that they ran away from. I just wondered what you felt about that.
Well, see, when you solve a problem by suicide, you'll keep coming back and solve the same way, save the problem the same way. So you have to learn a new way of solving your problem to prevent you from coming back and repeat the same old mistake again and again.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time you were born, you were gonna run into difficulties. And when you cannot solve your difficulties, then you just use killing yourself as the solution. Because that seems to be the easiest way.
People lose hope, don't they?
Because they don't know that there are ways in which you can solve your problem. Because you have to understand that the real problem is not in the thing that caused you a problem. It's in your mind, your desire to fix the problem. And when you cannot fix the problem, then you become frustrated. And then you thought the best way is to just run away from the problem by killing yourself. But you will be reborn again, and you come back and face the same type of problem again. And you'll solve the same way that you used to solve before. So you end up in a loop. You will not go anywhere. So you have to understand that the cause of your problem is your desire to solve things or to get things or to do things your way. And sometimes you cannot do it, so you have to accept the truth and try to accommodate or live with the reality.
I find acceptance is the biggest help. I've got a lot of, I'm writing and I've got revisions and it's quite frustrating, but if I just accept that it is and I just get on with it, it makes it much, I can actually enjoy it instead of worrying about it.
And also know your limit, how much you can do, and accept that also.
Thank you, Tanajan.
Okay, any more questions? All right. Then we go to Sarah Ann from Singapore.
Ajaan, thank you so much for your encouragement. I was away to Australia for the last 3 weeks. I went to stay in a monastery with some nuns, and it was a very beneficial stay. We worked very hard in the monastery because there wasn't many lay supporters, so I only meditate like 2 hours a day. But I was so happy that I could still do mindfulness. I was so close to samadhi. It was such a joyous experience. Like it was, I thought to myself that I remember you because you told me that I can still do mindfulness. That it is still possible, and it was proven that I could still do it even though I didn't meditate many hours a day. I was so grateful. So that thought that came to my mind was I was so afraid of forgetting how to practice rather than worrying about how much money I had. That was the romantic thought I had at the end of my trip. But once I come back, the fear and insecurity just jump onto me. I think losing the community was was quite difficult. So I don't know how to say it. Like my mom cried when I had to like give her some money before I leave. I think the money is a very strong sense of security. And then now that I'm back, I really planning to like I started work immediately because I want to save some money, and I spent a lot of money on Dana during the trip. So once I came back straight away, I had to do work. Like I spent a lot of time to earn money, to earn a little bit of, I spent a lot of time to earn a little money. So and then now my mom has to like withdraw her old savings to support herself. Even though I myself really wish that I can be strong and just do practice. So I think it's quite difficult to have I think I still have a lot of desires, I think, Ajaan.
Yeah, that's the right answer. Desire is your problem. So you have to decrease your desire as much as possible. And we have the essential desire and non-essential desire, try to eliminate them. The essential desire are the 4 requisites of living: food, shelter, clothing, and medicine. The rest you should eliminate them. You don't need them. They are more problem than solution.
Yeah, I will try. I try very hard. I will try very hard to save money now.
And don't save money for Dana, because this is not the way to do it. Save money for meditation, to support your meditation. Because Dana, the benefit from Dana is very small, right, compared to the benefit you get from meditation. So you can, if you meditate, then you can skip the merit from Dana. You don't need the merit from Dana once you can meditate, because it's much more profitable, more beneficial than the benefit you can get from Dana. If you spend the same amount of time for Dana and for meditation, you get a lot more from meditation than you would get from Dana.
Thank you so much, Ajaan. Thank you so much.
Okay, so you have to know how to use your time properly. Okay, don't use it on something less beneficial. Use it on something more beneficial.
Okay, I try. Thank you so much.
Next, Rebecca from Brazil, Sao Paulo. Alfredo.
Hi, Bante.
Still Ubeka?
Yes.
Okay.
A little Ubeka.
How's your tooth? How's your tooth? Okay.
How's my truth?
Your toothache. Your toothache. You know.
Here
Yeah.
is better.
Better.
He's plotted. He's plotted alone. Very good. But now here is pen. Pen is other chief. Today at 3:00 p.m. I have a new consult. More or less, Bante. I have to I have to get off the chief.
You have to pull it off.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's here it's better. Here it's bad. Oh, today I have a new consult. But
the Buddha
not
said the body is dukkha.
Yes. Bhavana is okay.
Yeah, good.
Body is not a big problem.
Just keep Ubeka in your mind and it will be no problem to the mind.
Yes. Now in Brazil is more cold.
It's cold now, entering the winter.
Yes. Is to practice is good, Bante. The air is more fresh, more humid.
Good. All right. You have any question?
No. I have good. I like to think in 10 samyojanas, Bante.
Okay.
I think samyojanas.
The
Sakayagiti, rituals, doubt,
the 10 fetters,
sixth sense,
yeah.
good things. This word, other words is upachara, is apana samadhi is a little difficult, but to enter, to enter, but. Mana, no comparison and things. It's have a good mind, but not a balanced mind. I think Samyojanas is good to remember to Dhamma real in mind, Bante.
Yes, they are the problem that you have to get rid of, the Samyojanas and the fetters that bind your mind in samsara, in the rounds of rebirth. You have to cut off this samyojanas from the mind.
Yes.
Okay, good for you. You're reaching the highest level.
Thanks for my tip.
Okay.
The pain is very good to will my practice.
Okay, see if you can let go of sakaya ditthi. Your body is not you. Your body is not you. The pain is not you. You're not the one who's in pain. It is the body that's in pain. And the body is not you. So you should be happy. You should not be sad or be affected by the pain of the body. Because you are not the body.
Yes.
You are the one who contemplates the body, who studies the body.
Yes, the knower.
Yeah, the knower, the thinker.
Yes, the thinker.
We call the mind.
Yes.
All right, separate the mind from the body, and then you can let go of your samyojana, sakaya.
Yes. Buddha is a genius people to teach us.
Okay, good. I'll see you later. Next, Sulan from Singapore. You came in early today.
Yeah, I came in early today. Hello, Ajahn. Hope you are well.
Any problem today?
Oh, yeah. I recently caught COVID, so I'm recovering now.
I see.
Yeah. Then yeah. So I think what Ufeka shared about and you talk about the body contemplation is very useful. Yeah.
Good. Try to separate yourself from the body. You're not the body.
Yeah.
You're the user of the body. You use the body to take you to places, to do things for you.
That's like been sleeping a lot when I'm sick during this period. And I have a question today. It's like so like during meditation, like I realized that when I close my eyes, then like the mind easily go into a dreamlike state, like going to fall asleep, but not yet fall asleep. Then only when I open my eyes, then I can like make sure that I'm not in a dreamlike state.
See, when you close your eye, you should recite a mantra or do chanting mentally. Then your mind will be awake.
Then even when I like try to chant Buddha, but I still notice like the mind going to like a dreamlike state. But I'm still saying Buddha.
That's because you eat too much. Maybe you should eat less. If you're hungry, then you won't fall asleep. You won't go into a dreamlike state. You'll be alert if you're hungry. So maybe you should eat less. Try to cut down, maybe eat about what you eat, half of what you normally eat. Then you feel you are more alert.
Okay. Yeah.
If you want to meditate, you have to sacrifice your body comfort. The comfort from eating a lot. You have to reduce your eating.
Okay.
There's a trade-off. You cannot get both. You cannot get the physical comfort and the mental comfort at the same time. You need to trade off.
Okay.
That's why the Buddha recommend not eating after midday.
Okay.
And you keep this precept of not eating after midday, and see when you meditate in the evening, you'll find you won't be sleepy.
Okay. Then I also hear people say like open your eyes when you meditate.
Now you should close, because if you open your mind will not go inside. Your mind will be stuck with what you see.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to close it so your mind can go inside. When you meditate, it's like pulling the mind into a cave.
Okay.
Understand?
Yeah.
If you want to succeed, you have to eat less, okay? This is the first thing that you should try to do. Eat less, and then practice more mindfulness all the time.
Okay. Yeah.
Then when you meditate, you won't fall asleep.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank
Next,
you.
Comnet from Bangkok. Where are you from? Oh, Japan, JP. I think from Japan.
Good evening, Prajan. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. And you?
I'm fine, Prajan. I just came back from holiday, so I missed your live on Facebook, because I normally listening to you almost every time. And today I was very happy to listening to your Dhamma. And earlier you said, don't eat too much for lunch, because I fell asleep after. And my son tried to wake me up in the afternoon. late afternoon, and now I don't want to miss this section, so I'm here to just say hello and no question, ค่ะ พระอาจารย์
Okay, are you in Japan?
Yes, I'm living in Japan. Yes.
Okay. Next, Joko of Indonesia.
So today I have two questions, Ajahn. The first, so about some days ago, I go to temple and talk to a monk, and there's a conversation that I asked to the monk. He's a Thai monk. In Indonesia, actually, there are many Buddhism sects, so Theravada, Mahayana, and other different teachings. So what I asked to the Thai monk stay at the temple is there any difference born as a woman or man pertaining to attaining Nibbana? Surprisingly, his answer is no. And it's quite different with my previous view that I got from the teaching I got in any Dhammatalk before. So many Indonesian Buddhists probably believe that born as a man is more flexible and convenient for you to practice Dhamma and to ultimately attain Nibbana. And some of my friends even told me that some of my friends who are women even ever told me that they pray and vow in the next life that they want to be reborn as a man. Is this a wrong view, Ajahn?
Yes and no, because to become enlightened, it's not the body that becomes enlightened.
Yes.
It is the mind that becomes enlightened. And what makes the mind enlightened is the Eightfold Path. So if anybody can develop the Eightfold Path in their mind, they can become enlightened. Whether man or woman, doesn't matter.
Yes. And actually this correct my previous wrong view.
But also look at the reality. In order to develop the Eightfold Path, it's easier for men than women because you have to go living alone in the forest, for instance, and that will not be possible or easy for a woman to do that.
I see.
So that is the difference between being male and female. But if you somehow can develop the Noble Eightfold Path inside your mind, wherever you are, then it doesn't matter whether you're a woman or man. Some people can become enlightened living in the city. Once after they understand what they have to do, they can develop the Eightfold Path living in the city, then they can become enlightened.
I see, Ajahn. So if we vow that the next life we want to be reborn as a man, actually it is not needed because.
Well, if you make a vow, it doesn't mean you'll get it either, because in order to change sex, you have to change your character, change your habit.
Related to the precepts that we.
You have to substitute the habit of a man. Well,
I see.
If you have to change your habit, you have to act like man if you want to become man.
So what I get from your statement, probably to be to born as a man has somewhat easiness to practice Dhamma, especially when you practice meditation in the forest. But it doesn't actually make you as a man or woman can attain nibbana faster or not?
It depends on your ability to develop the Eightfold Path.
Okay, Ajahn, I got it. So
especially with mindfulness. If you can develop mindfulness, then you will become enlightened easily.
I see. Thank you, Ajahn. And my second question, related to the jhana. So before we want to enter jhana, there is some factor that we have to fulfill before that. One of that is sukha.
No, not. What you need to have is mindfulness. Then sukha will follow. It's not sukha something that you can create. You cannot create sukha. You need mindfulness in order to bring sukha.
I see. My question is actually when we experience any good things in life, like getting something we want, we feel happy. Is this situation, if this situation keep repeating, is it a suitable condition for us to practice meditation, Ajahn? Because we have no difficulties or any other distraction coming from probably the bad karma that bear fruits, probably.
Now you need mindfulness to succeed in meditation.
I see. Actually, this also confirmed my hesitation before. So before learning Dhamma, probably I think that having problem is a problem. But after learning Dhamma, I know that no one has no problem. So it is actually just the different way of see things. So if you can,
the more mindfulness that you have, the less problem you have.
Yes.
Problem usually comes by your lack of mindfulness.
I see. Okay,
So just try to develop as much mindfulness as possible. Then you will be able to enter into jhana easily.
I see.
That's the ticket to your jhana, is mindfulness.
Okay, Ajahn. But one more question, Ajahn. If we want to meditate, of course, we need condition to practice.
Those are less important than mindfulness.
Okay. I mean, like from your previous answer, that we actually do not need to do dana. I mean, sometimes I believe that if we do dana, give something, offering to the monks or to others, it is actually a way of creating merits that will support our practice to meditate. I don't know, probably.
It does. But what I was trying to say then was that if you spend your time trying to earn money to do dana, then this is wrong.
Okay.
Dana is only do when you already have the money to do it with.
Okay.
If you don't have the money, then don't worry about going looking for money to do dana. Better spend your time looking for mindfulness. Mindfulness is more important than money to succeed in your meditation.
Well, I understand, Ajahn. ขอบคุณครับ Ajahn.
Okay, Sajal next from Silver Spring, Maryland.
Thank you, Ajahn, for your teaching. This is such a wonderful opportunity, and I've been keenly listening. Just one thing I'll just comment today, that those of you who have not read the sutta, the Czech was mentioning, Ratapala Sutta, please read it, because it's very humorous and a very nice story. It's unbelievably well written. And one thing I kind of appreciate that 2,500 years have gone by, but the Sangha and the folks actually kept so much of the details. His unbelievable amount of details in there. The way Rathapala is dealing with his wives and stuff like that. There is plenty of humor in there too. I mean, I think Czech is actually absolutely right. That's actually, I read that again and again. It's very nice. I mean, it's almost like a soap opera going on there, and it's unbelievable because it is carried through all these years. And that's just only one of the suttas. But Rathapala is really very nice story to read. And one second comment is that I kind of really feel envious of Alexander, who started the session today, that he's boldly taking the step to go and find out. And a lot of us actually are pining to do that and finding excuses to not to do it. But he's forging ahead. I really commend that. And I do feel kind of inside feel envious that he's able to do it, and why am I keeping myself from doing that? And I think I am actually keeping myself from doing that. Nobody else actually. That and I look at my surroundings. I see this like a quicksand. It's a quicksand. It's trying to swallow me up, and I'm thinking I'm the one who's falling in the quicksand myself. All my things that I don't want to accept, and it's actually pointing a finger at my defilements, my weaknesses. That is my cravings that's holding me back from doing it. Is nobody else's actually really the fault. It's my inability to proceed, even though I see the anicca dukkha anatta, but I probably do not actually see it. It's probably just a logical thing for me. So that's all I actually have in my mind. Thank you very much for your teaching, Ajaan.
Okay. It's your attachment to your comfort zone that makes it difficult for you to leave. So you have to somehow destroy that comfort zone, turn the comfort zone into a war zone. Live like people from Ukraine. They're homeless. They have no shelter. They don't know where to find food. Then it will make it easier for you to leave home and take up the challenge that Buddha offered. Try to live like a homeless in the home first. Try and make yourself like a homeless home, which means nothing. All you need is just a room and a roof to cover your head, to protect your body. But you don't need all the furniture and everything that you have in the house. Try to make your room empty, your own personal room. Because you don't need much, right, to go to sleep. All you need is the floor to lay down.
Yeah, I've been doing that, Ajaan, for a while now. Yeah, okay. It's easy to get up. Yeah.
So you have to try to eliminate the comfort zone that you have. So it'll be easier for you to leave it, because there's no more comfort left in the comfort zone. You still have a lot of comfort, big bed, with mattresses and with all the comfort. Then you can be difficult for you to leave. So if you cannot leave home right now, just try to change your home into a less comfortable place to live. Eat less food, for instance. Only eat once a day or twice a day. And this is something you can practice before you decide to leave home permanently. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you,
just an idea for you to consider. All right. I think we should go to Facebook for a question now. Okay. Facebook.
Yes, there are 3 questions from Facebook, Ajaan. First question from Honeybox. Good evening, Ajahn. Is it okay to place Buddha statue in the bedroom, not for playing, but just support for meditation? Thank you.
I think it's better to place the Buddha inside your heart, in your mind, by reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Then you can take the Buddha with you everywhere. As far as placing the statue, it's just a matter of tradition or propriety, I guess. Some people think it's not good to place the Buddha in the bedroom in which you have sexual activity, for instance. You don't want the Buddha to keep watching you doing something. So usually in a Thai house, they would have a room specifically for the Buddha statue. We call Hang Pra. Hang means room, Pra means Buddha. Buddha room. So if you have Buddha statue, you should find a room or a place separate from everything, all other activities. It's like a shrine you should have. The Buddha should be in a shrine, not in your bedroom, not in your bathroom. Some Westerners like to cut off the head of the Buddha and place it on the toilet. This is not considered appropriate. If you respect the Buddha and then you want to have a shrine for him, you should build a house, build a room like a house for the Buddha, a shrine for the Buddha statue. But in practical terms, you should have the Buddha in your heart, in your mind, by constantly reciting Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. That's the name of the Buddha. So there are two ways of having the Buddha in a shrine in your house or in your heart, in your mind, by keep reciting Bhutto, Bhutto all the time.
Next question from Lonnie. สวัสดีอาจารย์สุชาติ I'm a little confused about my meditation. I have done body scanning as my meditation object together with anapanasati, sometimes together and sometimes separate. Goenka style is to do scanning as vipassana and anapana as samatha. Is this the right way? I find myself more relaxed and mindful when I do only body scanning. What is your advice about the scanning meditation? Thank you.
Well, if you want to scan, you have to scan the 32 parts of the body. That's the right way of scanning. You have to scan starting with the hair of the head, then the hair of the body, the nail, the teeth, the skin, the sinew, the bone, the skeleton, the lungs, the heart, so forth. This is the way the Buddha teaches, the way of scanning the body. But you don't do this until you have enough equanimity first. So you have to develop more mindfulness so that you can have jhana or ubeka. You have samadhi first before you can do vipassana. But in the course, sometimes it says today we'll do samatha, tomorrow we'll do vipassana. It's just not so, It's not something that you can do in one day. Some people took them years before they can have samadhi, and take them more years before they can have wisdom. So it's not something that you can shorten like in a 7-day course and you do all this in 7 days, and you end up getting nothing. When you finish the course, ask yourself, what have I got? Nothing, right? Your defilement will still remain the same in your mind.
And last question from Amon Pan Ping. Good evening, Kap Prajan. I'm wondering if mindfulness we obtain during focus on working or reading books is the same kind of mindfulness we obtain during meditation ค่ะขอบคุณค่ะ
partially, see, the mindfulness that we want to get from our meditation is to stop the mind from thinking, focus on something. But if you focus on work, then you have to think about what you do. So you only get half of it. You get focused, but you don't stop your mind from thinking. So you want to focus on something that you don't need to think, like your breath. Then you will have, this will be the right type of mindfulness. But if you focus on your body activity, you only get half of your mindfulness. Because you still have to think about what you do.
That's all.
Okay. Anybody wants to comment on this, you're welcome to. If what I say doesn't make sense to you. Sarah Ann?
Ajahn, I have very similar question. Behind me is my shelf, and on that shelf has this Buddha image and it's facing the toilet. But that's the only shelf I have in my house. So I know that you say that practically we should place the Buddha image in the heart, but I don't know. This is what is in my house, so I don't know if it's really disrespectful.
Ask yourself, what does it do for you really, the Buddha statue that you have in your house? What does it do for you?
Nothing.
Nothing, then why keep it?
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. You should keep it in your mind better, because if you have Buddha in your mind, then your mind will become calm and peaceful. Okay. All right. Anybody else would like to?
Go saying.
Cook saying.
He raised his hand.
Ajahn, there is this thing that arises in me when I heard what Lydia was mentioning about when she faced problems and she find that it's difficult to meditate and so on. For myself, my own experience
I got some medicine I can send you. Would you like to have some? Oh, no, please leave me alone.
I thought when I got up this morning and was getting ready, I thought, what do we do when we, or if we lose you? I thought, well, we move on. We have lots of recordings and books and things, but that's the concern. We don't want to lose you.
Yeah, Ajaan Mam passed away, Ajaan Mahabua passed away. There will always be somebody, the Buddha passed away, you know. So everybody passed away and there's always a replacement, the replacement, sooner or later. As you said, what happened if you pass away better?
Yeah, it would be fine with me, actually. The older you get, that's, we were talking about sleeping on the floor. With my old body and my old injuries and arthritis, I don't think I could get back up. So I think, well, I'm looking at my bed where I sit, I can see my bed and I've got my ice and my chair, and I think, oh, it sounds like heaven to not have all of the worldly worries. But I think, how could I don't think I can get back up off the ground.
Maybe it's better that way, not to get off.
I just stay down there.
Yeah.
I can't go to alms round. I'm just going to go now. Bye. Okay.
All right. Thank you for your concern, though. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Aluka, before I go to you, let me go to Akseng first. He raised his hand first. Akseng, you want to say something? Unmute your microphone.
Yeah, yes, sir. I forgot to mention. I think like in March, my friend actually personally went to visit you at your monastery from Singapore.
I see. Okay.
He also mentioned that you are very inspiring. Your presence is very inspiring. I would expect so for a person of your standing, your understanding of the Dhamma. I would look forward now, since that most of the countries are open. I would really look forward after all the series of retreats that I'll be going. Hopefully by the end of the year or early next year, hopefully we get to see you in your monastery.
Yeah, happy to see you.
I would really love to see you. Probably I will come with a small group of my friends who are people who are serious with Dhamma as well.
Okay, see you then.
See you. And Karen, her laughter is very infectious. Thank you for her laughter, Dana. Very infectious. I'm actually having a toothache for the past half a month. And exactly what Ajaan said, that this body is not mine. The body is not mine to begin with. This is rental. You have to return it one day, someday.
That's right. And the body is not rental. And the body isn't worried about the toothache either.
Not at all.
Because the body doesn't know.
I just go, life go on. Nobody knows that I'm having a toothache the whole day. Yeah.
Even the body itself doesn't know that it has a toothache.
Exactly.
It's the mind who knows, and the mind is not the body. So why should the mind, become worried with the body?
But the mind is not even bothered with this body, which is a temporary phenomenon.
That's right. You should always look at it like that, especially when something happens to the body. If you can maintain this understanding, then your mind will be safe from dukkha.
Yes. Then dukkha is a matter of choice. It's a perception, it's a perspective. We cannot change the situation.
That's right. That's right.
This is the three marks of existence, the very essence of Dhamma. Anatta, sadhu. Okay. Thank you, Karen, for bringing that up, and thank you, Ajaan, for summarizing.
All right.
Thank you. Metta to all.
Okay, Alexander.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Hello, teacher. You told me about the list of monasteries. Maybe it would be handy if I have this anyway. At least that it will economize time. Maybe when what are the abades who allowed me to have you as a orientator or a teacher? I don't know if it works like that, but if you know or read some monastery where the teachers who you allowed that you are going on with as my teacher. So I would love to have this list of monasteries. Did I make the question okay or clear?
You want a list of monastery you can go live and practice, right?
Yes, but also because you already send many people, I guess, to those monasteries where somebody speak English. You may know, can give me a tip maybe of the teacher or of a monastery that would allow me to follow you as a teacher.
Well, each monastery have teachers, but you can have extra teacher by you don't have to tell them that you have other teacher. Because you can contact, nowadays you can contact teachers remotely like today. So you can come into the meeting and you can read books and watch videos of other teachers. But if you live in a monastery, then you have to follow the teacher of that monastery. But that doesn't preclude you or exclude you from having other teachers.
Okay, so if it's possible to have this list, I think can be very handful. I was thinking that it can make my mind more peaceful. Anyway, yeah, if you have a plan ready before I am there, can be less worry, because I imagine, let's say, when I stay with you for a period and after I'm free and then I have to look for a monastery, it can bother my mind while I am with you, because then I will think, yeah, and I have to find it in 3 months, in 2 months period, I have to find before expire my visa. So I will try it before I go. I think it's better. You're right. I consider it.
I think you should search for meditation monastery in Thailand, and you come up with lots of names.
Okay.
Meditation monastery, forest meditation, forest monastery in Thailand.
Okay, just this will be enough. This
forest
monastery
in Thailand.
In Thailand.
Yeah.
Okay.
A meditation monastery in Thailand.
All right, I will try it. But anyway, it will take 1 month, at least 2 months. I imagine maximum 2 months that I'm ready. Another question. No, in Brazil, in Amazon is biggest part of Brazil. The winter is finishing now. You understand? So we have 2 seasons upside down in Brazil.
Yes,
one time is winter.
I see. That's because it's in the north, right? Amazon is in the north.
Yes.
Northern part of Brazil.
Yes.
While Sao Paulo is in the southern part.
Yeah,
so
I was born in São Paulo. Yeah, I was born
Paulo is now entering winter, while Amazon is leaving winter.
Yes. You can have temperatures in São Paulo below 1. I had once in my life. I was born there, São Paulo, but I also lived many years in connect to other states of Brazil, and Amazon also was the last. And we have that 38 degrees in Amazon, but if you are under the trees, it's fresh. It's like this in Thailand also. I'm worried already.
Yes, it's pretty much like that. It's tropical in Thailand. The temperature is now usually about 30, 34, 35.
Yeah, and in Manaus is the hottest place that I know. It's 38, but can be, I have been used to 36, 34. So I think it would be not a big trouble. But thank you very much, teacher, for your advice, your encouragement. Thank you very much.
All right. I think we have another person just enter. Jenny Lim, are you the first? Just came in? Okay.
Good evening, Ajaan.
Good evening. Where are you from? Singapore?
Yeah, no, I'm from Malaysia, Penang.
Okay. Any question?
Yes, I have a question. I would like to ask about if we have practiced the meditation online, is it as good as that when we do it in the monastery or do it in the center?
Well, it's up to you. So it depends on you more than the place. If you have the intention, if you have the ability to follow the instruction, then you can practice anywhere.
Oh, okay. Same thing when we aware that the mind is wander away, sometimes couldn't come back to the breathing immediately. Normally I would do chanting like Namo Tassa and so on, so that I could bring back my mind to as it is.
Yes, you can do this. It's good. It's a good method to chant.
Yeah, it's not quick enough to bring back sometimes. Like maybe I'm at times, I wander too fast away.
Yeah, then you have to use chanting to bring it back. Or we sign the mantra, Bhutta, Bhutta, Bhutta.
Okay. And another question is, I have a meditation teacher before, like mindfulness teacher. I actually there's one time that I experienced another teacher like a Dhamma Giri teacher like Ajaan Kajino, because I just experienced a different meditation. Is like more to the awareness on the breathing. Then I'm doing the mindfulness meditation. But I am aware of it, that I did not confuse. So is it that I not obey to the teacher that I had?
Well, it depends on which one is good for you. See, right now you can try different teachers, and if you find the right one that suits you and produce the most result for you, most beneficial for you, then you can follow that teacher teaching. I don't think each teacher teaching is something that you have to strictly follow. You can try different teaching until you find the right one for you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Ajaan. That's all.
Okay. It's like taking medicine from different doctors. You go to one doctor, you get one type of medicine. You go to another doctor, you get another medicine. So you try each one of them until you find the right one that cure your illness, right? Okay, that's what teachers are like. They prescribe the medicine for your heart, for your mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajaan.
All right. I think that's about it for tonight. Huh? We ran out of time. Unless anybody have some urgent question that need to be answered right now. If not, then I say we'll call this meeting to an end. Thank you for your participation. I hope this meeting is beneficial and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay healthy, stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you again at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
สาธุเจ้าค่ะ
Sadhu Brajan. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
everyone.
Ajaan.
Thank you,
everyone.
Thank you, Ajaan. Thank you, assistant. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Good night. Nice to
Good
meet
evening.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Kun Amin. Thank you, Kun Lai.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.